Hello, everybody, and welcome to BODS Mayhem, our live podcast. It's Friday, and it is our first live episode of 2022. And Happy New Year to each and every single one of you out there that's listening and watching. And of course, if you have any questions for our guest or for us, please put them in the chat. We'll hopefully be able to see them and get your questions answered. And we have Mr. Skeezie as our guest today. He is from Solace and Ghost Pilot. He does his own solo music too. So we're going to be talking to him about that and what's in store for his bands for 2022, if anything. So I know a lot of people are, still trying to battle this Omicron, Decepticon, whatever you want to call it, and COVID, and everything's ramping back up. But we're going to hopefully push forward and be cool with all that. Plus, I have my co-host on here as always, Mr. Waylon Whitson of the Technicolor Nightmare. He's on here with me.
What's up?
So, how you doing, man?
Brother, hanging in there, getting back in the flow of things. How you been doing?
I'm doing good. Doing great, actually. Got a new podcast. Not take away from BODS Mayhem Hour, of course. Beyond the Paranormal podcast. That's on every Tuesday. Streams everywhere as well. So, got some irons in the fire with some other interviews. Just staying busy, man, with the podcast and everything, which I absolutely love. Known that since day one. Skeezie, what about you, brother? What's going on with Ghost Pilot yourself? Let's get into your stuff. How you doing? And how's 2022 so far? I know we're just a couple days into it, though.
Man, I got a lot of stuff. I have so many projects, dude. And where I'm in so many projects, there's always something going on. But as far as Ghost Pilot goes, man, we have like an album that's like kind of done, kind of not, but we haven't. It's kind of just shelved right now. It's been done for a while, but it's kind of just been.
You cut out there on me.
Can you hear me, bro?
I got you now. Yeah. When possibly are you wanting to do something with Ghost Pilot with this album that's kind of just sitting there? Or are you just going to hold off for a while and start, just doing your other stuff that you got irons in the fire with? What's going
on? I'm probably going to focus. I've been focusing on like my solo stuff because I don't know. I have like an album that I've been working on for a pretty good bit, and I'm gonna try to drop that this year. There's a lot of tracks. I think there's gonna be at least like 14 tracks.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And plus,
that's the game, though, right? It's like you get the material done, and then you wait for the right time to release it. You tinker on it, get it perfect, promote it.
Yeah, dude. Like I've been, because I've been making solo since
Yeah, we got you now. We're good.
Okay, good. Just let me know like if you can't hear me or anything.
Okay.
I've been making like music like 14, 15. And then, like, our Ghost Pilot kind of happened right when the pandemic hit. Ghost Pilot happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got into another project called Sons of Solace, which is like a black metal. Like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of DSBM, but it's like a subgenre of metal. And it's like a duo project between me and him. And so I've kind of just been working on little projects everywhere.
What is DSBM? You said, what is that exactly?
So DSBM, dude, is like a very
dark
harsh...
satanic black metal. Is that what that's for?
Yeah, it's a strange name, bro. It's depressive, suicidal black metal.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
It's like it's kind of like slower. It's got more cleaner guitar tones in it, and the vocals are usually like real screechy. So that's kind of the stuff Sons of Solace is. It's like black metal, and we've got some like punk, like hardcore stuff thrown in there too. And I do all the instruments on that.
Hell yeah.
Now you mentioned that your music's all over the place. So what is it for you? You like doing the best? Is it Ghost Pilot, or do you like doing your your own stuff? What do you prefer? Does it even matter?
I don't think it necessarily matters, but I feel like bands come and go, but you can never quit making music yourself. You know what I mean? I feel like I like the independency of it. I can just
Yeah,
make and drop
that's got to be
whenever.
refreshing. I know, man. I've been in the same band now for like this year will be 10 years, and the ups and downs of it, the communication of it, trying to keep everybody together, trying to keep everything flowing, and you got that.
Yeah.
We're a 5-piece, so you got 5 different checks and balances that everything has to get run through. And like if you were
God.
you're doing it by yourself, you can just move along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can imagine.
Yeah. Like I've been in a ton of bands. I always had bands growing up, but they would never like last.
Mm-hmm.
It was just
It's extremely hard to do it.
And then with Ghost Pilot, I mean, we're still together. Everything's chill, but we're kind of just focusing on our own little things right now. But the album will drop eventually, hopefully.
Are you wanting to eventually just be a solo artist, or do you still want to have that full band with you?
I mean, I think I like doing both. If people
Yeah, I was
want to
gonna say,
collab,
poor
you
K no
know,
lost dose, right? Like, why not both?
yeah, yeah, I'll just be both. I prefer what I'm doing with Sons of Solace, where I'm not singing. I'm not the vocals. I'm so used to being the vocalist and drummer, dude. Or vocalist and guitar player. I'm always the one singing in bands. And with Sons of Solace, I ain't doing the vocals. It's my homie Trevor. And I do like the instrumentation. And then he
Yeah, I
does the
love just being a
vocals.
guitar guy, man. I don't have to do all that.
Yeah.
Having my voice out there, being that guy. I just let me play my
Yeah.
instrument, hide behind that thing, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, but
And
go ahead. I'm sorry.
with like live shows where I do all the instrumentation for Sons of Solace, Bill from Ghost Pilot, the bassist, he's in Sons of Solace. And then my buddy Kevin, he plays with us too. So like for live stuff, you know what I mean? Because I can't, play all the instruments live. So.
Sure. Oh yeah. No. I mean, no. What about you, Mr. White? If it ever came down to it, I know you love music as much as I do. If it ever came down to it, would you do your own stuff?
I've done a little bit of solo stuff here and there. Typically, it ends up being instrumental stuff, and it's not that I can't sing. I can. I can maintain a melody. I can keep a note. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of my own vocal timbre. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
If I'm doing something vocally, it's typically hip hop. So, yeah, I do. I like doing stuff by myself. But like, if you can get a good group of guys together and keep them together, and get to that point where you're just like tight with each other. It's just something about that experience that's so addictive, like getting locked in with a group of guys and like getting to the point where you got dudes in your band that you know what they're going to do before they do it, and you can anticipate it, and it's like almost like telepathic communication. Something about that is addictive, and getting on a stage, and then you've got somebody to fall back on too. You know what I mean? Like if you do mess up, chances are the other 4 guys are not going to mess up at the same time that you do, so you'll be able to kind of cover it up and then get back on the horse.
It's always nice to like be able to find people that you vibe with really well.
Yeah.
It's just almost like this. You don't even have to try. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that.
That's cool. But yeah, I like doing both as well. Yeah.
Does it come hard for you to write lyrics or anything, Skeezie? I mean, because you're in all these different bands. I mean, how do you say like, okay, I want to keep this song for this project, or is it just as you go as project to project and on writing the songs and keep what song you want for which part?
It's always weird. It's really according what kind of song it is, dude. Sometimes, like there's Ghost Pilot songs where I didn't ever write the lyrics. I just kind of freestyled the lyrics, and then I liked it, so I used it. And then I write if I'm doing like acoustic stuff, because I have a folk EP I dropped like 2 years ago, and I wrote for that, like for acoustic stuff. And then dude, I make so much different types of music, man. It's hard to keep up with almost. Like with Sons of Solace, I don't rock because I don't do the vocals. But everything else, yeah.
Favorite
But
song
even
that
when
you
it is
go
like
ahead.
crazy different genres like that, like I think I'm sure you find that there's like a continuity of voice there. Like it's always going to be you writing, so it's like you start writing lyrics for different things. You're just going probably off of like what kind of vibe the song has, and then
Yeah.
figure it out from there, man. Usually with us, it's music first, and then lyrics come.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song that you have throughout your Ghost Pilot or Solace of Sound, whatever, whatever you got, man? What's your favorite one so far for you personally?
I would say with my Skeezie stuff, it's probably an unreleased song from like an album I've been working on. But as far as Ghost Pilot, dude, I really like the opening track to our first album, which is our only album. But, Gravedigger. You ever heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. That song. It's long. It's like almost It's like 7 minutes. It's like 6 minutes, and it's long, and it's got a weird, kind of like an Aussie vibe to it. It's got screaming in the chorus, and it's about like a dude that's like trying not to get caught by the police because he's a murderer, and it's just got a weird story to it. It's probably my favorite Ghost Pilot song.
I was checking out some of that stuff earlier, and I was picking up like some. I don't want to specifically say Deftones so much, but like that kind of vein of like a not. I know they're technically a new metal band, but like not really. You know what I mean? Like that kind of vein of like early 2000s kind of goth rock, new metal, like a little bit slightly. Like I could easily see it fitting into the soundtrack of an Anne Rice movie, like Queen of the Damned.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? I was like, hell yeah, boy, this is my kind of vibe right here. I'm into that.
Yeah.
Your solo stuff, man, is it going to see the light of day, or are you going to try to put them out as well? Other than dropping the Ghost Pilot possibly this year, I mean, are you wanting to put that out, man?
Dude, absolutely, man. That's like my biggest goal for this year. Cause I got a lot of stuff under Skeezie, which is just like my solo stuff. And it's just I don't release much music. Like I haven't came out the album under Skeezie, like my solo album. I haven't came out with an album since 2018. So this will be like my first like album that I've really been working on hard, and I'm gonna try to drop it like within the next, I'd say less than 5 months from now.
I don't see how you can just like stay in tune with all this shit, because look how much stuff you're doing and just trying to stay focused, and you got this going on, you got this project going on, and man alive, I love it. That's awesome to hear somebody that's got that much stuff going on, because for me it's like I got to focus on one thing, because if I get sidetracked, then screw it. It's done.
That's kind of the beauty of having a lot of stuff, though, right? Is you don't really have to stay focused. You just kind of
I think
flutter about, I'd say.
I think I do it because I got to keep myself busy, or else I'll go crazy. Like I just music's the only thing I do. I don't have any really other hobbies, other than making music and stuff like that and collecting music. So if I'm in a project, I'm gonna get tired with it. So I'm gonna have to make another type of thing, or join another band, or make a different type of album or something. I think that's my problem. I gotta keep busy, or else my mind just wanders.
Yeah, I understand that for sure, because it's like I've done BODS Mayhem hour for Jesus. Oh wow, it's January. See, I'm off track again. Lost train of track here. I've been so busy. Uh, the 12th, is it? No, the the actual first week of January makes 12 years now of BODS Mayhem hour.
God,
So that's crazy to even think about that. I didn't even think about that. Jesus. But anyway, wow, that's a long time. But that yeah, you've got to keep creating. You've got to keep doing things to keep yourself busy, because that's the way I do. I just I can't just sit here knowing that I could be doing something, to help my podcast out or help you guys out or anybody out that whatever I'm doing. If I could take 2 seconds to share something on Facebook or YouTube, or whatever, or my podcast, do it, folks. My God. It doesn't take 2 seconds to share, move your mouse. If you're sitting at the house and got a computer, move your mouse. If you're on your phone, move your finger and hit the share button.
Dude, that's why I like what people like you and Eli and everyone's doing, man. Because I feel like ever since, more people's been getting on podcasts locally and stuff. I felt the local scene of music's gotten a lot better, like more known, more people know about everybody.
Yeah, and back in the day when I was coming up, there was no podcast. And you had internet, but nothing like this was going on.
Yeah.
Things are more better, I think, now as far as doing podcasts and things like this. I absolutely love it. But now the internet has ruined people. I'll say that for sure. It's ruined people. But I agree with you. I think now with podcasts and things like Eli does with Homegrown Happy Hour, and plus what I do, all of us podcasters, that's what we're here for. We want to get shit out there so people will know. That's why I usually don't turn down an interview that comes over from Seas. Sweden, a lot of Sweden bands I have on here. Ireland, funny enough, Germany. Some Germany bands have been on here before, so I don't turn those down because who knows who'll be listening to take off with it. Just like your guys' music.
It's like really cool too, though, man. Just like getting those different perspectives. Like since I've been doing my other podcast, Bearded Rationals, like I've met some just really interesting people, man, and gotten to talk.
I've met some of my best friends.
Yeah.
Like I've met people, dude, that I would consider like my brothers from music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how much people can bond over, creating music.
Yep.
Creating anything together, really. Like that's like
creating anything.
I just think that's some of your deepest bonds are the people you create with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Because you're there for a shared purpose, and that's something that a lot of people never even experience. That. Can you imagine that, boys? Just never having gotten involved with anything creative and never having made anything like and had that.
Yeah,
like what is that?
Like I feel like you got to do something, man. You got to draw a stick figure, do something, bro.
Yeah.
I know a boy who told me a long time ago that he did not like music, and I about cried. I was like, "What?
How do you not like?" Wait, so did he not listen to music?
Yeah, he said he said he did not like music, that he didn't listen to it at all. And I'm like, how can you live day by day without music?
What a bland
that's gotta be a mental illness or something, right? There's gotta be something.
Yeah, I just imagine this man like in total silence making his mayonnaise sandwiches.
I started to say, "Young Padawan, can I show you the way?"
This is what he does. This is how he spends his days.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, bro. He just stares at the wall, man. Watches paint dry.
He doesn't blink. His heart beats once a minute.
I don't want to be like like knock him or anything. I mean, that's your cup of tea, but I just don't see how, I can't go.
You're gonna have to make a Ghost Pilot song about that guy because he's a fucking cryptid, bro.
Dude, I'm gonna make a song. I'm gonna make a song, dude. Like I'm just gonna make it on an acoustic, and I'm gonna drop it tonight, bro. About that guy.
Oh, there you go.
the man that didn't like music, the man that didn't hear music.
All right, Skeezie. So, what's impressed or excited you the most about making your music at all, man? What sticks out the most about it, if anything?
You never really know what you're gonna expect for sure, man. Like with my solo stuff. Because with like, a band usually sticks to what their sound is. So you kind of expect what a Ghost Pilot track might sound like. Or even the sounds of Solace. But solo stuff, man, is just whatever I was feeling that day. And whatever I thought would sound good. It's just mashed into tracks.
Well, Lord God, I can't even talk now. Blah, 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 blah.
Let's go and West Italy and on Italy same about it, you know.
I'm gonna go down there. Some people man.
Oh, Boomhauer. Click, click, click. Dangleplayboy.com. Click, 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 click.
What's up,
man? Really,
man. I know you've done a lot of tracks, but has there been a track that you've actually had to go back and redo? Has there been a track that you just had to keep redoing and take stuff out, and you finally got it. That finally took a
dude,
huge turn and
that's
finally was just golden.
that's all I do, man. I do that so much. Like that's the reason why I never drop albums. I just drop random songs here and there. It's just I'm never satisfied. I always go back. Sometimes I'll completely rewrite the entire vocals, like and make a new melody, something, or just almost change the entire song totally.
You could be your own worst enemy at this, you know.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
dude.
sometimes though, like the further down that rabbit hole you go, the worse it gets.
Oh yeah.
And then your ears get tired, and like especially if you're mixing or something, dude, your ears get tired and you get fatigued, and you're just like, you ever watch the Mighty Boosh?
No.
You ever seen that? There's one of those where one of the characters, his name's Howard Moon, and he's been like up for like 4 days. Like he's got this crazy setup going on. He's like, I take this reverb, right, and I feed it back through this pantomime 4, and then I put it back through this old wooden clog, and then it said, and right here in this bucket, I've got it stewing in the sounds of a crab committing suicide. And somebody's like, I've been up for 4 days. I don't know what's right or wrong anymore. Like that's how it goes for me, man. The longer I sit on it and tweak on something, the more I hate it. I just got to get it done and throw it out there.
That's all. Yeah, that's what I'm doing because I think that's why I never release anything, dude. Because I keep it shelved. I'm like, I don't think people will care about this, and I'll release it later, and then I'll start working on something totally different.
And you know, it would be the very thing that you would be like, oh, this sucks, and you'd put it out, and people would fucking love it. That's how it tends to go.
Oh, let me tell you guys. Have you guys ever listened to my music?
Yeah, I've listened to the Ghost Pilot stuff, and I've listened to those tracks that you sent me for Skeezie.
What'd you think about it?
It's good, man. It's a different flavor. That's what I've always been.
I think it's unique, and it's like it's such a fucking middle finger to what people typically listen to that I enjoy that about it. You know what I mean?
That's kind of why I do it. Yeah,
I enjoy that about it.
How would you describe the music of what you heard? Like, what kind of music would you call it?
It's like monster music, which is like something we call a lot of our stuff too. Like, in so much that like our stuff is we try to aim toward like making it sound like, what would it sound like if this monster was stomping around and destroying your fucking city? You know what I mean? Or like, and then like you take it a step further, even like you're singing songs about these kinds of things, like paranormal stuff and monsters and shit. A lot of the time, with Ghost Pilot, it seems, from what I could gather from the lyrical content. And I don't know, genre wise, it'd be hard to put it in one, I think, but like there is like an element of like goth rock to it, I think. And then it's just weird. It's weird, and I like that. I like idiosyncratic weird things. So
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I've always said, man, flavor. There's nothing wrong with having different styles of flavors on the album and be diverse as much as you can on the album. I mean, it's cool to like have the same style and keep it the same style. Don't stray away from what got you there, but you know, kind of go outside that box a little bit and add a little bit of taste to that album or song.
Yeah, man. Like I was saying before with I mean, I could release a song that I made that I hate and everybody else would like love it. I have a song, dude. It was the first song I'd ever released on all platforms, man. I was 15 when I made it. I was 15. I made the beat for it. It's like a trap song, and it's called Dive In, dude. And it released forever ago, and it's still my top song, bro. It's still my top song, and I hate it so much, man. I hate that song, bro.
Why do you hate it for? What's the reason you hate it?
Because it's just like, dude, okay, I work so hard with my new music, and I'm making all these sounds with all these instruments, and it's all by myself. And the song I made when I was 15, that in like 10 minutes is like my top song forever. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Because people don't give a fuck how much work you put into it.
No,
dude.
It either connects with them or it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Because I even have a comedy album, dude. With the guitarist from Ghost Pilot, Zach. We made a comedy album called Chuck and Bobby Dale Save the World. And we're playing as like two like inbred like redneck pot smokers. And it's like an EP, and it's really stupid and really like trashy, but it's on purpose, so it's like satirical.
Yeah.
And everyone loved it, man. Everyone loved it, bro.
So
Like,
I try to tell any of my content creator friends of any kind, man, like podcast, YouTube, music, whatever, just make something
Mhm.
and throw it out there. Throw some shit at the wall and see what works and see what doesn't. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, man.
the longer you sit on it and the more you tweak it, the less relatable it's going to be. People don't want perfection. They don't want to sit and listen to perfect music. They don't want to watch perfect YouTube videos. They don't want to hear perfect podcasts. They want to connect with other humans, and you get that from those like spur of the moment like snapshots that come with just throwing something together and putting it out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep. Yep, I've done that for years. Like I said, with my podcast on YouTube, and there's some things that I just don't get. I mean, I feel like my interviews are good. I feel like my interviews are informational, and there's some that I go out there and look. Their pages have got like 5, 10, 15K or 200K subscribers. I'm going, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, dude, you can't.
Am I not stupid?
Yeah, you
I need to be
can't.
stupid and just like, interrupt them and just do stupid shit, or I just like, you know what?
That.
I'm just
You
going
know
to
what?
keep.
If you pissed off the people you interviewed, it probably would.
Oh
It
yeah,
probably would connect
have
better.
some thumbnails with some cleavage in it, bro. Make a fake title: "Man dies during podcast" or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but the funny part is, man, nobody will subscribe. They'll just come on and be like, man, he lied. Put in the comments, you lied.
Yeah,
You suck.
Yeah, but
but it
they'd
would.
be commenting,
But
wouldn't they?
That's true. That's very true.
views equals monetization. If they hated
Yep.
it, you're still making money.
Yeah,
And then,
views equals getting thrown into that algorithm. You
and then
know,
PR people
Yeah.
not going to give you the interviews anymore. So
And next
uh,
thing you know, you're Jake and Logan Paul, bro.
it's kind of like a damned if you do and damned if you don't thing anymore, pretty much. So I got 680 subscribers. I'm happy with that. But if you'd like to go subscribe to BODS Mayhem Hour, shameless plug, you can go out there and subscribe to it on the YouTube page. There you go, folks.
bada bing, bada bing, bada boom, bada boom.
Help a brother out. Help a brother out. Let me ask you this, Skeezie. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, you can go ahead.
Since the pandemic, and I know you've took advantage of all the platforms that you can with your music, but since the pandemic and everything, do you think it's going to help artists out even more that's not been discovered, or do you think it's going to even more be saturated with that? Have you seen your stuff like grown since the pandemic? I should say that too.
Yeah. I don't think let's just get it out of the way. If it wasn't for the pandemic, I don't think Ghost Pilot would have ever happened.
Okay.
If it wasn't for the pandemic, I don't think a lot of stuff that I've made and created wouldn't have happened. Because I don't know. I feel like when everyone was cooped up, they start to think about do like new hobbies and stuff, and somebody will be like, "Oh, I might be good at making music." I think it makes musicians. I think more musicians have been made from the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's out there right now, and a lot of bands said they've got 3 and 4 albums already during this pandemic. They've got 3 or 4 albums ready to go, and I'm going, how? That's insane.
That was kind of like with when Ghost Pilot first started. We had a EP out and 4 singles out and an album out in like 4 or 5 months.
Jesus. But
Our band's the exact opposite. We just be dragging along, bro.
No, that's how I am
out one of these days.
stuff. That's how I am with my solo stuff. But that's why I'm doing this podcast, and that's why I'm telling it that I'm going to be dropping a lot of stuff this year, man. A full album, I can't wait.
So you got
if you make the announcement publicly, you make yourself accountable to it. You know what I mean. You're like, okay, now I gotta do it. Damn.
Yeah, no, I gotta do it. Man.
I said it on the internet. Now I gotta do it.
Yeah, it ain't real if it ain't on Facebook.
Pretty much done.
All right.
Yeah. It's pretty much done, dude. It's pretty much done. I've just been sitting on it.
So you've got your Skeezie stuff. That's a full length album coming out. Then you've got your Ghost Pilot. That's going to be a full length too, right? That's coming out later this year.
I don't know if it'll be this year, man. I don't know when that album will come out. It's really just kind of hush hush right now. But someday this album will come out randomly. Ghost Pilot album.
So, all
Yeah.
right. So you've got those two. What else? What other full album are you coming out with, or an EP? I know you've got other stuff. But I know you got the Sound of Solace. You've got Ghost Pilot. What else are you putting? I mean, then you got your solo stuff under Skeezie.
Yeah.
So that's
Skeezie's just my nickname.
so it's what, 3?
Skeezie. Yeah.
Wow. Jeez, man.
And I work with these other kids, man. They're young, and they make like this trap metal, hardcore craziness music. It's like electronic and trap metal, and it's just weird. And I mean, I work with them. I edit their music videos. Go subscribe to No Face No Name. We like put music videos up on there. We're trying to like grow it, and we make music. So that's 5.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah, man.
But
that's all I do, man.
That's not a bad thing to have that many irons in the fire, to be working all that stuff. Because I mean, you got to have some diversity in what you're doing. And just like Waylon said, what we do, he does his podcast with those gentlemen he's with, and plus his band, and plus I do my things. It's a breath of fresh air. It's and plus for you, man, that gives you and Waylon both more creativity to come up with stuff. I think.
Man. I do too, man. But have you listened to the Sons of Solace stuff? This is the first time I've ever talked about Sons of Solace like in a podcast or like live or anything.
I did not get to listen to that as of yet. That is on my to-do list. Trust me, I have a to-do list, folks. I really do, and I can show you if you don't believe me. I have 100 things on there so far. I'm slowly but surely getting there. There's a lot of things that I do, but yes, that is on my list to check out for sure.
It's like it's kind of like it's black metal, kind of like like Burzum. You ever heard Burzum?
No. Is it like death metal, kind of more blackish metal?
You ever heard of Mayhem?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know who Varg is, don't you?
I think so.
Okay, well, he had a band called Burzum. It was like his solo stuff. It kind of sounds like that, or like Dark Throne or something like that.
See.
Okay, so intentionally lo-fi.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Good stuff. Always new stuff, man. That's.
Yeah. Did you ever? I know you're like a huge metalhead, man. Did you ever get into like black metal or anything?
A little bit. I did a little bit, and for sure. I didn't take to it as much as I do, like what I actually listen to, but I do listen to some black metal. I do.
Yeah, because I'm a huge metalhead too.
And,
Behemoth's
I love Behemoth.
I love Celtic Frost a lot when it comes to that
Celtic
kind of stuff, more old school stuff.
What about Cradle of Filth?
I never got as much into
Cradle of Filth. They're okay. I think they get hated on a lot for some reason.
Yep.
I don't know why.
When some things are kind of popular, people are going to hate on it. It doesn't matter who you are. It's like Metallica. I love Metallica. Metallica is my favorite band of all time. I know there's people that shit on them every day.
Is Cradle of Filth going to be the next like widely hated band that I fucking champion for on Facebook and get people riled up? So I've done Nickelback and Limp Bizkit now. So
hey, I'll say it right now, and if I lose subscribers, that's fine. But there is nothing wrong with Nickelback.
See, I like Limp Bizkit, dude. I don't get why people hate on Limp Bizkit. Like, they're corny, but like I like some of their stuff.
They're like purposefully corny though. Like they do that shit on purpose.
Yeah, dude. Fred Durst, have you seen him lately?
Yeah,
Fred. Dude, I love it.
Daddy Fred.
I love it, bro.
You can't have me on a music podcast, John. I'll bring up Limp Bizkit every time.
I know. Yep.
It's a real problem that I have.
Limp Bizkit's going to come up somehow, some way. It doesn't matter. It'll come out left field. Hey, what about Limp Bizkit? Just to get it in there. Yep.
Yeah, some guy will be like, so I was working on this airplane the other day, and I'd be like, oh, dude, this reminds me of Limp Bizkit, bro. That's crazy.
Everywhere I look is Limp Bizkit, bro.
Everything I see is Limp Bizkit, dude. The chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water every time, dude.
Chocolate starfish.
That song they put out that was on the Mission Impossible soundtrack was fucking awesome. Take a look with it. Take a look around. Yeah, take a look around.
Oh,
I think it was on there.
That's another thing. I have very off the wall like influences when it comes to music, dude. None of them match. It's crazy.
So, who are your influences? Let's talk about that a little bit. Who inspires you, basically?
I mean, I wouldn't be playing music if it wasn't for my dad because he plays music. And I started playing drums when I was 4. And I started playing guitar when I was about 12, 13. And so I always played with him. We always played music together. But like a band or artist that's my hugest influence is probably, do you know who Tom DeLonge is?
Yeah, from Blink 182.
From Blink 182. And you ever heard of Angels and Airwaves?
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. I got the Angels and Airwaves tattoo, bro.
Hell yeah.
I love Angels and Airwaves, man. They're my biggest influence as far as like songwriting.
You like Boxcar Racer?
I love everything Tom's done, bro.
Yes.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite Tom DeLonge projects, Boxcar Racer.
Boxcar Racer? Yes. 1,000 times yes. That's like Limp Bizkit.
That kind of reminds me of Limp Bizkit, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, dude. I think Tom DeLonge was in Limp Bizkit for a little bit.
Honestly, the Boxcar Racer, when they came out with that album, man, fucking awesome. I mean,
that's
it's
good
like
shit. I really love it. I think that's their most like musical album they put out.
Yeah, it's like okay.
I collect vinyls, dude. You get the Boxcar Racer vinyl; they're super expensive. But I have like a lot of Blink albums and Airwaves albums.
I feel like vinyls are expensive in general. Period. You know.
Yeah, dude, they are.
I was going to buy Use Your Illusions 1 and 2, and they was like $40 a piece. I was like, I'll just keep the CD.
Hey boys, these are retro now.
Linkin Park.
Just a good old CD.
Yeah.
CD. Yeah, dude. I know more people that listen to records.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, man. A lot of
people.
You
go to Walmart. There's more vinyls than there are CDs at Walmart now.
Really?
Dude, me and the homies are bringing these back, bro.
Shit, boy. Ooh.
We thought about, dude, this would be the most black metal shit, dude, ever, dude. If we made an album on a cassette, like buried it,
only release it that way. Oh yeah, god, like that would be. Yes.
Bury it. First one who can find it gets to keep the album.
Oh my god, dude! You're gonna give hints where it's at.
That actually would be kind of fucking cool. Like geocache it.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I want to do, man.
That would actually be a really fucking cool thing to do.
Yeah,
that's what
I should do. You, man.
That's what I should do.
I think you should. I think you should do that. In fact,
yeah,
that's a really fucking cool idea, and I'm jealous that it's not mine.
Anybody that's watching, if you want this like very trashy Sons of Solace rehearsal on cassette, you can have it for about $5 maybe.
Folks, if you guys want any questions or anything, please put your questions in here. We'll be more than happy to answer those. Looks like Bruce Nichols said, raw footage is always good. Thank you, brother. Josh Blackburn, I subscribed. Did you subscribe to me? No, not yet, Josh. We will. So there you go. If you're talking about me, I've already subscribed to you, fool. You know that.
So here's what you do, Skeezie. You get that cassette, right? You have them pay you $5 for the cassette, but then you just give them like a crudely drawn treasure map. And you're like, it's here somewhere, bro. Like you go find it. You can have that son of a bitch. It's all yours.
Keep it, dude.
Yeah.
It's like another huge influence. I don't know if you guys would know. You know who Daniel Johnston is?
That name sounds familiar to me.
He was like a singer-songwriter in the 80s. He had really bad mental illness. He had schizophrenia, actually, and he made music on a cassette in his room. He made songs like Walking the Cow and Life in Vain and all that. And he's probably one of my biggest influences, too, when it comes to writing.
I'm just checking my internet. For some reason, I've got like a yellow connection for some reason. It's never... There it goes, back to green. Stupid internet. A stupid internet, I'm going to tell you right now.
Stupid internet, you're coming around here with your yellow bars. I don't know. You're not coming in here no more.
Yeah, no more. You go back to where you come from. What do you hope everyone
Back
takes
to
away? What do you hope everyone takes away while listening to any of your music in general, man? What do you hope they get from it, Skeezie?
Okay, man. Honestly, just what I want them to get is don't take life too serious, man. Just have fun, and think about different. Try to put yourself in other people's shoes too, man, and like respect people and just do your thing. If you want to make music, make music. Like anybody can, if they strive hard enough, they can do it. That's what I want them to know.
I champion for a lot of stuff like that too, man. Like people will listen to something where somebody's like intentionally trying to do a weird vocal or like make something that's like a little bit harder to access or something, and they'll start shitting on it. And I'm like, you're just completely missing the fucking point of this. That's not the point of what
Yeah,
this particular piece of
yeah.
art
I
was
can.
made
Oh
to
yeah,
be.
I can go ahead. I can go ahead and say if you don't like screaming vocals, don't listen to my music.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't scream in all of it, but if there's a couple tracks I scream a pretty good bit.
Yeah.
I didn't practice doing random screams in my bedroom and torture my parents for 4 years to be able to do that.
I know that you still have a lot of music that you listen to this day, but do you still have a go-to album that you find yourself gravitating back to listen to that gets inspiration, or just you just have to listen to it because it's just it's what you have, it's what you remember?
Oh my god, dude, that's a big question, man. I probably
Mhm.
got. Can I say 2 of them?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, hold up. I'm actually grabbing it. It's right here.
Ooh, Dog Fashion Disco just put out a new single.
Uh-oh.
Probably this right here.
Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Blink-182.
In the middle of the state.
I like
And
Taking Off Your
probably-
Pants and Jacket a lot. That's a good one.
I will not, sir. I will not do that on podcast.
I'm not asking you to, John. I mean, but later, after we quit being live, if you want that, I'm okay.
That would be my second.
Misfits Walk Among Us.
Yeah.
There we go.
John loves the Misfits. He gets
And
stoked.
when it comes, because I'm a huge hip hop guy too, so that's probably my second favorite Kid Cudi album.
Oh yeah, it's Kid Cudi. It's good shit too. It's got Pursuit of Happiness and like all that shit on it.
Hell yeah, dude, that's my
That's a good
favorite.
one. But is that called what? Man on the Moon? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, it's Man on the Moon Part 1.
Yeah.
Mine is Dr. Dre, The Chronic. The original Chronic, not 2000. The original Chronic. That's my favorite
I'm
one.
finally getting around to digging into Spirit World Field Guide by Aesop Rock. Finally digging into that one. And so I'm like, that's how I do with his albums, man. Like I'm usually like a year late. Like I'm still dissecting the previous album when the new one comes out, and then I'm like, I get to the new one, and I'm like, okay, now I'm ready. Now I got.
Just now, dude. Yesterday was the first time I'd listened to Donda.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to it. It's crazy.
Kanye is wild, son. Dude,
he is, man.
He just does whatever the fuck he wants.
He really does, bro.
You gotta
Donda
respect
has some
it.
crazy stuff. I love
it. But that's the way every music should be. You should be able to do whatever the hell you want.
Yep.
You know, it shouldn't be
like. I even listen to Gigi Allen, bro.
I have tried, and I'm just go.
Well, you don't like Gigi, man?
Not my cup of tea, but hey, anybody else, that's more power to you. That's totally fine by me. You know, I tried.
I feel like this about Gigi Allen.
He's giving you the eye, giving you the evil eye.
I think the reason I like Gigi, of course I don't like him as a person. He's a terrible human being, but like, I don't know. I think that's kind of why people do like him, though.
Are you
kind of like that? Have you ever seen that Johnny Bravo gif that's like, I'm sickened but curious?
That's exactly why. That's a Gigi fan, bro. I'm sickened but curious, bro.
Are you wanting to get some shows and do your stuff, like your
dude? I would love to.
Yeah,
anything, man. Skeezie especially. Like, I wish we could get like a little gig going, man. Like of just like all the hardcore bands, because there's a lot of hardcore artists around here, man. I know a lot. I mean, I make music with a lot of dudes that make music like me, so I think it would be awesome for everyone to perform at like a venue or something. I just don't know how we could do it.
Alley on Main.
Do what?
Alley on Main. I'll say there, guys, every time on here for a band that wants a show to play. Alley on Main. Get up with those
I
guys.
think the Blake's at the Ramada is doing shows now too in Paintsville.
That's
And
cool.
then like bro, I don't know if you ever went to any of those like punk or like post hardcore metalcore shows and shit they used to throw at like the Roy F. Collier Community Center in Inez or at the fucking
yeah.
Jenny Wiley Theater up there in Prestonsburg, like just something like that. Just find a fucking space and throw it down. Like
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really gives a shit where it's at. They ain't there for the venue.
Jenny Wiley Convention Center. I know for a fact because when I was working over there one night, I was setting up a show inside there. And I was outside. In fact, I was at the theater working over there cleaning up. And then I hear the Undertaker's music. Dong. I was like, what is that?
Whoa.
And I totally forgot there's a hardcore show there. And they used the intro of the Undertaker. And I was like, that's pretty
I've
awesome.
been to a few up there.
That was
Actually,
awesome.
dude, the first time that I ever got recognized by somebody that knew me in my band that I didn't know was there when I went to one of those hardcore shows. And
That's
somebody there was like, dude, you're in the Technicolor Nightmare, aren't you? And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Dude,
It blew my mind.
I've been recognized once, dude. It was weird because I don't understand why they did it that way.
Yeah.
Like, I was in Goodwill too, which was weird. I was in Goodwill, man, and this dude walked up to me and goes, I know you. And I was like, do you? And he was like, yeah, man, I know you. I was like, okay.
I know,
I don't know why.
Steven, our singer, said he was in Lowe's one time, like buying some like pipe or something like that, fixing some plumbing on his house, and he was in there, and there was some guy that he thought was following him around, and he was like getting a little skeeved out. He was like, "What the fuck is this guy doing? Like, why is he following? Are we just coincidentally going to the same sections of the store, or is he actually following me?" And then the guy walked up to him later, and he's like, "Hey, man, you're in the Technicolor Nightmare, aren't you?" And Steve was like, fucking blown away by that because it's crazy. You don't expect anybody to like actually approach you about it or like even know who the fuck you
it's
are.
It's awesome though.
Yeah, it's a really cool feeling. Yeah,
I don't know how I would take it if somebody walked up and did that to me. I'd just be like,
yeah, you don't know how to take it. You're like, yeah, but I'm like getting ready to go buy some chicken nuggets right now and just doing normal dude stuff. So
yeah.
What's up, man?
Or either I'd come back and be like, how do you know me? You're John.
No, bro, I'd be like, if somebody was like, I know you, I would be like, no, I know you. Freak him out real weird, bro. I'd be like, whoa, wait.
I think that probably all of the stories of like celebrities being assholes to people were probably just because they were like sketched out that somebody knew who they were.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or they just had a bad day, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody don't have a pleasant top 10 day. It happens all
like imagine you're paying like a crazy electric bill in the lobby of a fucking place and somebody walks up to you and you're like, man, what the fuck? I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm about to pay these motherfuckers $700 for this electric bill. I'm pissed.
Just paid a $700 electric bill. Let me smile and take a photo with you.
Yeah. Nope. I just paid a $700 electric bill. I'm taking a photo like this.
That's what you get, man. Power company are thieves. Power company are thieves. So you had some questions for me, Billy? This is it's gonna be turned around on me now. What's going on? What's up?
I'm on Billy's side now.
I was just gonna ask you, man. Yeah, bro. I was just gonna ask you, man, like what got you into like making your own podcast? Because I mean, I've even had my own podcast. I don't know if you ever heard of Turtle Cat. Remember when I did that?
See, listen, he's got his own podcast, 18 bands. He's all over the place.
Yeah, we haven't made an episode in a long time, but yeah, I have Turtle Cat. But I was like, what got you into wanting to make your own podcast?
Well, honestly, because music saved my life, and I wanted to give back, and hopefully some band could do the same thing for them. And yeah, it's saved me in my darkest hours, and you know, you don't know. For me especially, I didn't know how much I needed music until that time, and then
yeah, man.
Yeah, it sheds that light to where you You still need to be here. So I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that part. But yeah, music's my drug of choice. So
Absolutely, man.
that's why I love doing this. So
Yeah.
And well, you just thought like, if I'm not going to be in a band, then there's some way that I can be involved in this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I played and I had a band in high school and stuff, but we didn't want to do anything. It was just for fun, and I think mostly for them just to keep my mind off, my father's illness and things like that, because it really did. I mean, it took my mind off a lot of stuff. But yeah, music, man, is so good, so good. You said, what other questions you got? Man. You said you had more. I'm curious. Let's go. Put me on a hot seat. Let's go.
Bruh, okay, man. So like, you've interviewed a lot of famous people, dude, and I didn't even realize how many. Like, didn't you interview Danzig or something?
No, I've interviewed several band members. I've interviewed several members from Danzig. I've interviewed Steve Zing, the drummer, bass player. I've interviewed London May, who is in Sam Hain, and Erie Vaughn, who is in Danzig. I think he was in Rosemary's Babies. And then John Christ of Danzig. I've interviewed him.
Do you ever get like a bad interview, like an interview that doesn't go good?
Oh, sure. I mean, that comes with the territory. You just there's some interviews where it's like pulling teeth. You just got to keep going, man, because eventually they're either going to wire out and give in and just say fuck it and answer your questions and go in.
Who's your best interview, John? Who do you think was the most fun? Who was the easiest to talk to that you had, that you remember just being like, man, that guy was super fucking chill?
A lot of them, actually. All of them, pretty much. There's been a few where it's been like, wow, just.
I think the one that I've gone back and listened to that most hit me like that of yours, John, was probably Wayne Static. I was like, this guy is just fucking down to earth as hell. Like, he was just talking to you like he was a fucking mechanic that was working on your car or something. Like, he was just a super chill fucking guy.
Yeah, the recent interview that I did with Elias from Nonpoint, he's always fun to have on the show.
Yeah.
And there's so many that I have to go back and look at. And some people get upset with me because I can't just like name people right off the top of my head. I'm just like, look, there's a lot of folks I've interviewed. I've got like almost 4,000 interviews that's not even been up yet. So there's years I haven't been able to put up yet on the podcast or on the YouTube page. But man, there's been a lot, and there's a lot that I go back and I listen to and I cringe because I'm like, oh God, like from going back to when I first started was like not compared to now. It's like, God, what a whirlwind. You can tell the difference of the comfortability of me asking questions compared to when I first started. Yeah. Like when I first started, my first big, huge interview was Doyle from the Misfits. And I was so nervous. I was so nervous that I couldn't talk to him to schedule the interview. I had to have my buddy Mike Couch do it for me. And, Doyle got on there with me and he was all cool with it. And then I think he knew I was really nervous. But then went long after that in 2012, then my first year, my second biggest interview was Zach Wild. So I was like, I kind of feel like there's a lot of these interviews that I do that I just have to keep reminding myself, hey, they're people. They put their pants on the same way as I do. They put their shoes on the same way as I do.
Yeah.
It's a surreal thing, man, when it's like, we're doing face-to-face on camera compared to back then when I was doing audio, phone calls only.
I think I would be nervous if I was trying to, like, you've interviewed Steve Vai, and I think I would be really nervous if I was trying to interview Steve Vai. I'd be like,
yeah, dude, that's insane.
So guitar strings on wood and make a noise? And he'd be like, yeah, sure does.
Or either like,
every time.
Have you played Guitar Hero? It's a good game. Play it.
How'd you even get up with him?
Find a PR contact and just email him. Pretty much.
Is it hard to do? Like, do you ever get like people that decline?
Oh yeah.
Oh, probably more than says yes, right? I mean,
it's just like when you're trying to find a date, a girlfriend to go out with, to have dinner, just to go out and grab a burger. There's more no's than yes. Trust me.
Oh, that's with bands too, man. You're booking gigs and shit like that. Like, goddamn, you get
Oh,
told no
totally.
way more than you get told yes. You just get used to it.
Especially if you're Sounds of Solace and you have corpse paint on your face and you got
Yeah.
a dude screeching in the
And your only
microphone.
record is on a cassette tape that's buried in the
In the
woods.
woods.
Right.
In a graveyard.
Be like, well, man, I'd love to send you an EPK, but you're gonna have to find it.
I'll say this:
Yeah.
if you get into podcasting and you're wanting to do interviews and things like that, you're gonna have to have a little thick skin, because some of the emails that I get back are very, very hurtful. I'll just say that straight up; they're very, very bad.
Really?
Oh
Like
yeah,
what?
I've had
If you
one
don't
that
care to talk about it.
I don't care. I'll say this right now. I've reached out to Duff McKagan to get him on the show when he had his album out, solo album out a couple years ago, several years ago actually, and I was CC'd in one of their emails. And one of the PR people said, "Can you make this go away?" I was like, "The fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, all I'm trying to do is just get an interview, honey. I mean, you're not as big as the band, and that's another thing. Some of them think they are as big as the band.
Mm-hmm.
And Waylon knows, he's seen some of my emails that I've showed him. It's pretty sad, honestly.
Some people get very full of themselves. I mean, it's it's an unfortunate side effect of being a fucking rock star, I guess, is that you can get a little caught up in your own hype sometimes.
Yeah, some get these interviews. They have no clue about the bands, and I'm sitting there going, "Wow, just okay." And yet you go look at their YouTube views and subscribers; they're like all over the place, huge. And I'm going, "How? How do you interview Ghost, and you don't know anything about the damn band? You don't know anything about their music at all whatsoever, and yet I don't want to talk about that. That's bad." I just tell it like it is, folks. I don't care. I'm not going to sugarcoat or lie to anybody. If you want to do podcasting, especially with music, I love it. I do. I would not, I would not tell nobody no to say no, not to do it. That I would say go for it. But yeah.
Do you think that maybe sometimes having that person who doesn't know anything about it actually helps the interview, because they're asking like the most pointed, basic questions that like maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe there's a value in like getting new fans for these bands and people that don't know anything about them already getting an introductory. Like there's probably different levels to it. You know what I mean? Like there are podcasts that'll be good for like having an introductory interview where you just get to know the very most generic, basic things about somebody. And then there's the level of where you're like a super fan of this band and you just want to nerd out and learn everything you can about them. You know what I mean?
I've thought about that, but then the interviews that I listen to, the questions are just like, why? I don't want to know what they had for breakfast. I don't want to know, like, so what's your single? What do you mean? You should know that when you're interviewing the band, you should know what single that they got out right now. You should know what album that's out right now. You should know how many albums that they have out at that point. Don't be like, so how long have you guys been playing? We're on our 5th album cycle, so that should tell you how long.
Does your butt ever itch like when you're on the road?
Like, what do you take on the road with you? Clothes, I hope. Clothes. Jeez.
Money, maybe some toothpaste.
Craziness. But I would never, ever tell anybody no, not to do a podcast, because that could be their saving grace. And I would never do anybody. I would support somebody tremendously to do a podcast if that's what you want to do. It kind of can get into some money, but you know what? You can get around that stuff. There's lots of podcasters out here that would be more than happy to donate stuff to you. I'm sure they've got old stuff that they don't use anymore that can, just at least help you start to let you do it to see if you like it. Then you can decide whether you want to put in that extra time and effort for these things. So, but yeah, that's me. Skeezie, my friend, how can folks? I don't know what I'm going to talk. We're going to talk about a little bit more stuff before we get off here. Waylon, did you hear about the whole? Well, I wouldn't say conspiracy, but the whole rumor of former Cold Chambers bassist Raina Voss that she'd been missing since September, and then they finally come out just a couple days ago saying her daughter saying no, she's not been missing since September. I've talked to my mom every day, just about, and my grandparents have talked to my mother every single couple days. And then the cops had to go and actually prove that she was absolutely fine. How crazy is this? Have you heard anything about this?
No, so she just like ghost the band or something?
Well, she's not been with Cold Chamber for Cold Chamber's not existed in a long time.
Yeah, which
Then they
makes me
got
sad.
then they got Nadia after Raina quit because um I think there was some fallout between Dez and Raina because uh she started dating Morgan Rose from Seven Dust, and now Morgan and Raina have a daughter named Kayla. And Kayla was the one who broke this story to saying, "Hey, look, my mom's not missing. I just talked to her yesterday." I,
I don't get the purpose of someone making that rumor.
No, I don't either. And then Dez even said that, and Morgan and several others have even said that. Why was this even sent out?
Yeah,
So crazy.
that's really weird. Yeah,
Not unless.
Dude, that's like.
Go ahead.
That's that reminds me of a time where my buddy Jordan, dude, someone went out and said that he died, and so we all thought that he was dead for like a whole day.
Oh my God.
People were making posts about him, saying like "Rest in peace, Jordan," and this and that, and like he got so bad that they like tore his door down, and he wasn't even dead. He was just sitting there chilling, like taking a nap. Somebody like lied and said they was dead.
Yeah, I don't know why they would even start that. Even Kaylee even was on there saying that this is so stupid. Why, it's crazy. But nevertheless, it's cool that she's okay, and the rumors are false. So that's good. You might as well say it. Waylon, you and me both are media. And in certain ways because of our podcast that we do. So things that we read sometimes could be misinterpreted, and so things can get twisted, things can get, put out there wrong. And it's
you know what the crazy part is though, man, like also where I'm also a journalist, write for a newspaper.
Yeah.
I would look for a standard of proof. I would look for some documentation on something like this, but I'm looking at this now and she was like officially reported missing. So who the fuck reported her missing? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I don't know who reported it missing or anything like that. So
strange.
but it's just crazy. We're already in January, and that was back in September.
Yeah.
Why would you wait this long to say, "Hey, I'm fine"? You know what I'm saying?
How did nobody hear from her? Like, how'd you go that long without?
That's the thing. They just said nobody heard nothing from her, but the odd part is they're saying, "Yeah, we did." That's the crazy part. There's so many missing pieces in this. You know what I mean?
It's so. Yeah, I don't think anybody really knows why.
You know what the real crazy part to think about is that she is 51 years old and now looks like she makes a mean sweet potato casserole.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy to me. Like I think of Cold Chamber, I don't think of that being that long ago. But damn,
she looks like a little old mom, don't she?
Yep, look like mama. I feel like she would cook a damn good dinner and tell you nice things and make you feel at home.
Oh yeah, she make you a damn hamburger helper, bro.
She'll take it in the kitchen and make her damn pot pie is what she'll take. Get kitchen, make me a damn pot pie. Anyway. Yeah. So what about new music for 2022, man? What are you guys looking forward to for 2022? Artists, bands? I mean, what?
You know what I'm looking forward to?
What's that?
Releasing new music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys putting out another full length or an EP that coming up? Is it going to be this year or middle of this year, or what do you want to do?
I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided yet on that. We haven't decided. We're doing singles though. I'm thinking. I don't know how much of it I want to share just yet, but like I think we're gonna do. You know how I am with my secrets.
That's
I
fine.
can keep my secrets.
That's fine.
We got a couple of singles in the hopper right now, and then I think we're thinking about doing a live album at some point this year.
That'd be cool.
Just because what we do in the studio and what we do live are totally different beasts, and I think that it would behoove us to release some of that live material, like the way that we play these songs live, because they get way more interesting. To me, anyway. And maybe it's just because I get bored of hearing the studio versions because
I want to hear. I'm anxious to hear the new Megadeth album.
Yeah,
anxious to hear that one I want to see.
How is
Go ahead.
Dave Mustaine doing?
As far as I know, good. There hasn't been anything else released other than he is cancer free, and they're now creating the new Megadeth album that's going to come out this year. So I know David Elf's bass has been removed off of it, which is sad. I think that whole ordeal is a sad thing anyway. Get both sides of the story before you just kick somebody out. And that's my opinion,
Mark
But
Hoppus is cancer free too.
that's
I'm
good.
looking
Yeah, I
into
saw
it.
that. When I found out about that, man, that kind of like floored me. Cause
Yeah,
like, really? No,
yeah,
no, come on. Yeah,
sad. But
it is sad,
he's
man.
he's okay now, I think.
It's very, very sad. All right, Skeezy, my man, how can folks stay in touch with you by any of your stuff that eventually is going to be put out, or just keep in touch with you in general with all these bands you've got, all these 18 pages, and what's the central hub to keep in touch with you with everything that you've got going on, my man?
Okay, man. If you guys want to hear my solo stuff, I'm dropping a solo album, second solo album since like 2018, as soon as possible. Probably within the next 4 months. Just follow me on Instagram, Billy Three Step. I got a link tree in the bio there where you can look at everything there. Sounds of Solace album in the works, and music videos and all that good stuff, man. Can't wait.
Has anybody watched
Finding some new
AEW?
pieces for nuclear reactor cores and
Has anybody watched? Does anybody watch AEW wrestling? Do you two watch it?
I mean, I watched a little bit of it. I think it's better than WWE.
Oh, anything. Watching chipmunks wrestle and chase each other is more exciting than WWE right now.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, if anybody looks up Pac and look at the photo of Skeezy, they look identical. I was like, oh my god, he looks like Pac.
Wait, I gotta see that, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know what is wrestling.
the photo that you sent me to use for the podcast. I was like, God, he looks like Pac. Look up Pac right now, Billy. Go look at him. Go look it up.
How do you spell it?
Just PAC. Just put Pac
PAC,
from
like
AEW.
like Tupac.
Nah, just PAC. Yeah, just put Pac from AEW.
Yeah, like Tupac. You said no. Yeah,
Well,
that's exactly how Tupac spells it.
I do like Tupac.
No, like Pac. That's how he spells it. PAC.
No, like keep your head up.
Now
Yeah,
you're
dude.
just fucking messing with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that, man.
Because that black and white photo is badass. I was like, it looks like Pac.
Yeah, dude. Dude, some people are scared of me, man. I don't like that. Listen, if you're scared of me, I'm a cool guy. I don't hurt nobody.
He's a gentle bear.
Yeah. I'll
Imagine
give you
being
a
that
hug.
jacked though, bro.
Oh yeah.
As this guy, that should be your goal, Skeezy. You need to get jacked like this guy.
He's like a miniature dynamite ready to go off. He's like, I'll kick your ass right now, right here. I'll do it right now.
And then you can go around like you get mistaken identity cases with him, and then every time that somebody mistakes you for him, that's a chance to promote your music. There you go, boom.
There you go.
That's the missing link. You gotta start lifting weights, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
I had to learn to wrestle too, because somebody's going to just randomly challenge you to wrestle in the streets. I guarantee it.
Folks, thank you all for tuning in tonight. I truly appreciate it. Oh, Billy just went away. Skeezy, where'd you go? Skeezy? Skeezy, where'd you go?
Man.
Skeezy,
Man.
Pac, where'd you go? Pac. Anyway, thanks for each and every single one of you guys and gals for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. I know Waylon truly appreciate it. There's Pac. Here we go. You left us. You just was like, I'm gone. He gone. Bye-bye.
He said, fuck this. I don't look like Pac.
Yeah. Bro, my shit crashed, man.
So I gotta sit here and listen to this bullshit. Tell me I look like Pac.
I
Need to work
don't
out.
look like Pac, bro. Nah, dude, my phone crashed, man. My bad.
Again, I'm gonna thank my guests for being on here, Skeezy. You got support from me as always. Glad to have you on here. Glad to have you back on here again later on. As always,
dude.
As always, like to thank my co-host for being on here, Waylon Whitson of the Technicolor Nightmare. He's always on here.
Look at that.
Next Friday,
thank you for doing what you do and being beautiful.
I am. I've just, man, here lately, I've just had a new leaf. I'm finally comfortable in the way I look, and
I've been noticing it, and it's beautiful. I love seeing it, brother. I've been trying to tell you these things for months now.
If anybody don't like it, hey, just keep on moving if you don't like it. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
You fix that crown, King.
That's right. Yeah, where's your crown, King? Nothing. But anyway, I want to thank each and every single person that tuned in. And also, there'll be a replay of this as always. So thank you guys. And thank you all for supporting BODS Mayhem Hour for 12 years. This month makes 12 years of BODS Mayhem Hour. Hard to believe. So, yeah, thank you all so much. Happy 2022. And let's keep going, folks. And we'll be back next Friday. And also, check out my Beyond the Paranormal podcast. That's on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. There's a Facebook page for the Beyond the Paranormal podcast and for BODS Mayhem Hour. And there's also YouTube pages for both. Go subscribe to both of them, folks.
John, you know what we should do for next Friday?
What's that?
We should get our nipples pierced live and on the air.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
get mirror images. Yeah. You get one and I'll get the other.
No, I don't think so.
And I think y'all should attach them to each other with the chain.
You hush, Bill. You hush.
Yeah. No, he don't want no viewers, does he, Ski? He don't want nobody watching this.
I'm not going. No.
I'm throwing out gold here.
No, that's horrible. That's horrible.
That sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty good.
No,
I want to say that.
Y'all bad influences. We'll see you next time, folks. Here on our live podcast. Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to 2022 for lots of good stuff coming up here. So, thanks, guys and gals.